Hi, if you are ready, I want to impart you wisdom on things I wish I knew before falling in love in my 20s that I know now. And maybe if I had known earlier, things would have been different, or maybe life just has a way of teaching us things differently. I used to think love was supposed to be magical, like to feel magical all the time. Like if someone gave you butterflies, stayed up talking to you all night, or made you feel chosen, then that meant it was real. But your 20s teach you things in ways nobody wants you about. And honestly, some lessons only make sense after your heart has been broken a little or many times. So, today, this isn't just advice, this is just a conversation on the things that I wish someone would have told me earlier before falling in love in my 20s. I don't know how many things are there, but I'll be naming them in titles and we'll see how many there are there. The ones that I know now that I wish someone would have told me. Number one, being chosen is not the same as being loved. I think in your 20s, attention can feel like love. Someone texting you every day, wanting to see you constantly, posting you, calling you pretty, and for a while, that feels like it is enough. But in your 20s, eventually you realize that someone can want you and still not know how to love you properly. Like, real love feels safe, not confusing, not emotionally exhausting, not something you constantly have to question. But these are the things you don't know in before falling in love in your 20s. But once you fall in love in your 20s, you'll realize that being chosen is not always the same as being loved. Another thing is chemistry can blind you. Sometimes you meet someone and everything feels intense immediately. Yes, chemistry can blind you. And honestly, sometimes you can just meet someone, then you feel like everything is intense. You feel like you want this person. You feel like you have a good vibe. You have everything. But the conversations just flaws everything. He's totally your type. He's everything you need in a man or in a woman. But that one, chemistry can blind you. The attraction, the conversations, the obsession, and because it feels strong, you assume it must be right. But chemistry and compatibility are two different things. Like chemistry and you having chemistry with this person and you being compatible with this person are different things. You can deeply connect with someone who still isn't healthy for you. And that's one of the hardest thing for me to understand, because tell me why I have chemistry, I have good vibe with this person, we have good conversations, we are totally obsessed with each other, and the chemistry is just like intense, it is just chemistry, but still this person is not the right for me. It is really hard to understand. Another thing is you can lose yourself trying to keep someone. Falling in love in your 20s. If you are listening, take this point home. Falling in love in your 20s, while falling in love in your 20s, you can lose yourself trying to keep someone who is not meant to stay. Nobody talks enough about this part to be sincere. Like no one talks about how you can lose yourself while trying to keep someone who is not meant to. Nobody talks how easy it is to slowly abandon yourself in relationships. and it normally happens, you start adjusting your personality to match this person. You start overthinking your words, like you say something to this person, if they fail to respond, or if they react or respond in a certain ways, you start overthinking your words because you want to say something that will match this person. You start accepting less than you deserve just because you don't want to lose them. And one day you wake up feeling very disconnected from yourself. You wake up, you realize that all the things you have been doing are the things that this person, like you have been doing things according to this person's test, or according to how this person will have wanted this thing to go, or something like that. And I wish I knew that love should never require you to shrink to be accepted. Love is simple, but before falling in love in your 20s, you will not be able to understand, because it is just something new that you are trying to love. Yeah, like it is like this part of this song, they say something, I'm giving up you, like you are just learning to love. You are still young, you know nothing about love at all, so you end up losing yourself trying to keep someone who wasn't meant to be, who wasn't meant to stay in your life. Another thing I've learned about falling in love in my 20s is that potential is dangerous. This one, whoa. Potential is very dangerous. Get this. Falling in love with potential will humble you, my friend. Like you see someone, you think this is a potential partner. You can see this person going far in the future, and you think that this person is meant to be. You see who someone could become, literally. You think this person is hardworking. If I fall in love with this person, in the future will be somewhere, or maybe you see a lot of future with this person because of how sweet they are sometimes, the future they talk about, and you stay because you believe eventually things will change. Sometimes you can clearly see that the way this person is bragging, the way this person is talking about things, you can clearly not see him becoming something in the future, he being a good person in the future, but because he talks about this and you think that is potential, it is very dangerous. Like you decide to give a chance to someone who you are not sure of, but it is like you are budgeting on the money you don't have in the pocket, and it is very dangerous because you never know who someone will become in the future. It is only God who knows that. And also, relationships have to be based on reality, not hope. Please, I wish I knew this before falling in love. Like I wish I knew I should fall in love to reality, not hope of how this person will be in the future, or how this person will change for me, how this person will do this and this. I wish someone would have told me, and maybe I wouldn't have made the same mistakes that I made while falling in love in my 20s. Because you can't love someone in becoming emotionally available. You can't. One of the other thing I learned in my 20s, after falling in love in my 20s, is that loneliness can make you stay too long. Loneliness can make you stay too long. I think a lot of people in their 20s aren't just afraid of heartbreak. Like, get this. People in their 20s are not just afraid of heartbreak. They are afraid of starting over. For example, you have stayed in this relationship for about 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. This person is doing you a lot of stuffs, but you are afraid of losing this person. Like, you are just lonely in that relationship, but you are afraid of losing this person because you think, in your mind, you think, I'm too old, no one will like me, I can't start over. Like, honestly, starting talking stage, like starting to fall in love again, can be tiring, can be a long process. So like, most people are afraid, not just people in their 20s, even people in their 30s, 40s are afraid to start over, which is very dangerous. Like, afraid of being alone again. They're afraid nobody else will come, nobody will want, so they stay in a relationship that stopped making them happy a long time ago, just because you just want to stay. And honestly, I wish I understood earlier that being alone is actually less than feeling lonely next to someone who no longer sees you. I honestly wish I knew this, like, honestly. But as I said, these are just the things that I know now that I wished I knew. Another thing that I wish I knew before falling in love in my 20s is love is not supposed to consume your entire time. There are a lot of things that you should put your focus on, like building your career, building your family, building friendships, enjoying life, showing up for yourself. There are just a lot of things. So I feel like love is not supposed to consume your entire life. Life is just supposed to be part of your life, but it is not supposed to consume your entire life. For example, I used to think deep love meant giving someone everything, but in reality, it is not. Like, how can deep love be like? For example, I thought like I should give the person I loved all of my time, all my energy, all my attention. But now, as I grow in my 20s, I've come to realize that healthy love leaves no room for you. Like, what am I saying? I've come to realize that in my 20s, I've come to realize that a healthy relationship, healthy love leaves room for me. Like, it leaves space for me. It it allows me to be me, and it allows you to be you if you are getting, but it does not it does not require you to give everything to the other person. It also allows space for you to show up for yourself, to show up for your goals, friendships. It gives you space for your peace, your identity outside the relationship. Like, that's what a healthy love does. And also, love should add to your life, not become your entire life. Love should just be part of your life. It should not be your entire life or everything. And those are the things I've learned. Those are the 6 things I've learned about love before falling in love in my 20s. Those are the things that I wish I knew before falling in love in my 20s that I know now. I also think your 20s are really just a series of lessons disguised in as relationships. Yeah. Your 20s is just a series of lessons disguised as relationships. And some people will teach you what love feels like. Others teach you what you want, what you should never feel, and what you should never do for the sake of relationship again. And maybe that is okay, because even in relationships that didn't last, like, still it taught you something. There were some lessons that you were able to learn from those relationships, and there are things you learn to avoid in the next relationships, things that you have learned from this relationship to the next relationship. And so if you are currently loving someone, missing someone, healing from someone, I hope you are learning to choose yourself, not to abandon yourself because of love or anything, and to at least choose yourself, not be alone, not to lose yourself choosing someone. Yeah. And anyway, those are the things that I wish I knew before falling in love in 20s that I know now. And thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.